Hi, this is David Brown with Diaspora TV, Channel 4, and our show this evening is called Unsung Heroes. I have with me to my right the beautiful and famous Princess Anna Pierre. How are you this evening?
I'm fine, David. Thanks for having me.
Well, how do you like being out here on Biscayne Boulevard? Isn't it nice?
It's very nice. This is the location. For anybody who hasn't been here, they have to be here. This is
Right.
the location.
Talk about celebrating Miami.
Yes.
Speaking of celebrating, you've developed a program that you've started many, many years ago that showcases and celebrates the Father of the Year. And tell our viewers a little bit about how this program got started, a little bit about the history of your program.
Well, it was in 1991, and I realized as an artist there were not many events celebrating honoring the fathers in our community. So I decided I would start a program, a Father's Day celebration, but not only initiated a Father's Day celebration, David, I also crowned a Father of the Year.
Oh, wow.
We did that.
Wow.
The first one took place, the first event took place in 1991 at the James L. Knight Center.
You know, you hear a lot about Haitian Mother's Day and coming after the American Mother's Day. And let me ask you a question. In Haiti, traditionally, is Father's Day celebrated in Haiti? And if so, in what way?
Actually, to tell you the truth, I never heard about Father's Day event. I did not even know a Father's Day really event existed. Yes, we know about mothers because I am a mother, and I remember as an 8-year-old, I performed in a play on the occasion of Mother's Day. But for fathers, I never heard about Father's Day until I started to live in the States.
All right, let's start from the beginning now. If somebody wants to become a contestant for next year, what is the process by which you bring on different contestants to compete for the title?
Okay, what they should do, anybody now who's watching us, in your church you have a father, you have somebody you think that qualified, and the qualifications are simple. They have to be a father, and that you don't need to be a biological father. You can be an adoptive father, you can be a spiritual father. Let's say you are the pastor of a church, you are a father, okay? And you, like I said, you adopted children, you are a father. So you have to have, I would say, an exemplary kind of life. When I say exemplary kind of life, we're choosing to honor people and make them Father of the Year. I mean, you're gonna be a model, so you need to be an example. You know, you need to be an example, and you're somebody who takes care of your children, of course.
But so you mean this is more than a beauty contest? This is more than who is the most handsome of the Haitian men in the community? Is it more than that?
Definitely, it's more than that, because by doing so, the event we're celebrating, we are promoting family values as well. We are promoting family values, and you know, so many mothers are raising children alone by themselves, and then the children, they don't have a father figure in their life. So we're trying to bring those young kids who are going to be the men of tomorrow. So it's more, like you said, more than a beauty contest. Luckily, we have been getting handsome fathers, of course, but it's more than a beauty contest. They have to have some moral values. Nobody can be a criminal. That I'm not saying that if you had a past, you change. You change, of course, you show, you know, change that have been there for more than 5 years. Of course, you have your chance. You know, this country is a country of opportunity, right? But it's more than a beauty contest. You have to be somebody who takes care of your kids. We're not after you to face your responsibilities. All these are the qualities. And you can be married or not married, because, you know, life sometimes brings things that we don't expect. You can be a widow or you divorce, but as long you are a father, you don't have a bad past, you know what I mean by that, and you take care of your children. That's all.
I think that's excellent, because that leaves the criteria open for so many candidates that are doing such good work to help children and to be mentors and models for children in our society. So I'm glad it's not just, you know, husband and wife kind of thing. I'm glad that you mention the other criteria by which people can be quote-unquote father in your program. So I know that the event that you put together is an event to be reckoned with, and some of the event that I attend in the Haitian community is, you know, pretty good. Some of them is excellent. I know that you put a lot of effort into preparing your program. You shared with me the program guide. I saw all the excellent parts to the program. But unfortunately, I was not able to make it this year. So I'd like you to tell the viewers, because I cannot tell firsthand, I'd like you to explain to the viewers what were some of the highlights of being there at the ceremony this year at North Miami Senior High School.
Okay, some of the highlights for this year's program. We did something what we never did, even though we are celebrating the 21st anniversary of the program. This year it's the 21st time we did it, right? This year we did something that we never did before. We had a 4 to 5 minutes video presentation of all the contestants. There were 10, right? So 4 to 5 minutes video presentation where they had a chance to, the opportunity to present themselves to the public on camera, big screen like a movie. They talk about themselves, where they come from, what part of Haiti, what they do for a living, how many children they have, if they are married or not. And also they were offered the opportunity to bring on the show with them on camera somebody who can say a few words on their behalf, like their children, their family, their minister, their wives. But only one of them took his wife with him, and she spoke, and she turned around to be the one giving advice to the women who were in the audience, to tell them, you know.
They were actually able to bring their best reference.
Yeah, and it was very nice, and from there the public started to judge them based on how they speak, what they have to say, and all that. Then we had a procession where they walk on stage to her music, of course, and the big thing, and the fact that they were on stage, they were chosen to be honored. They all receive an award because they are great fathers. And out of the 9 or 10 that we honored, then they have to answer questions by our judges. And by the way, Miss Karen Chassain and Jadot and Miss Jennifer Lovelace, if you are watching, you did a marvelous job. You were there last year, and by popular demand, let me tell you, they asked for you to be the judges again. Thank you. You did a great job. So they asked questions.
I happen to know both of those people that you mentioned, and I couldn't think of any better judges than those two that you just mentioned. That's a wonderful thing. Yes, yes, yes. Yes.
And then once they answer the question, now the public has a chance to judge them on all 3 categories. They walk on stage, how they answer the questions, and how they present themselves on video.
Okay.
And now the judges, they had the ultimate decision to choose the father of the year. But once they choose between themselves, the 2 of them, who they think should be the father of the year among the semi-finalists, now they turn it over to the public. The public now, we went, who do you think is the father of the year based on their performance? And then the public now decide who they wanted to be the father of the year. And this is how we've been doing it, very impartial. I have nothing to do with it. Once the committee of the Father's Day celebration help choose the fathers that we honor. But like the book says, you know, you're going to find that note under each bio, you know. The Board of Africa International and the People's Clinic salute Dr. or Mr. So-and-so, and is honored to have you as a potential father of the year. So each father has that under their bio.
Wow. So when you were talking about the audience participation and the audience choosing the father, is it by the level of applause that the audience give?
By the level of applause, and when we wanted to be sure, we did not want to take any chances. We said, now, if you are for Mr., for example, the father of the year is RENE Pierre, I say, if you take RENE Pierre should be the father of the year, show us that. Everybody stand up. That's the final thing. They stand up. And you're looking at the audience. I'm going to give him the clip.
Yes.
Most of the people in the audience are standing up.
Well, it sounds like a fantastic program. As usual, you're doing outstanding work for the community. This is a very important program because, again, these are some of the unsung heroes in our community that you are recognizing for the excellence that they are doing in terms of mentoring and helping children in our society.
And you couldn't say that any better, David, because this year's contestant, we had a doctor, a physician, we had business people, we had teachers, we had a pastor, a minister, we had truck drivers, taxi drivers, we had a combination, and we had the chief of police of the city of North Miami. So from law enforcement to taxi drivers, cab drivers, physicians, business people, dancers, artists, we had everybody.
So from all walks of life, everybody has a chance to be a winner in your program.
To be the father of the year.
Anna Pierre, my friend, I want to thank you very much for explaining how the program works and for being here to showcase your beautiful annual event. And when we come back, we are going to meet the father of the year. Welcome back to Diaspora TV, Channel 4. And we're here with Unsung Heroes with Anna Pierre and the father of the year. And at this time, I would like to introduce the audience to this year's 2012 Father of the Year, Mr. Rene Pierre. Hi, Mr. Pierre. How are you today?
Dave, I'm so glad to be here. Thank you to have me on the show.
Well, to be the Father of the Year here in South Florida, this is quite an honor. And first, I want to congratulate you on this great honor that you achieved this year.
Thank you, Dave.
And let me ask you a little bit about what you do and a little bit about your family so the viewers can get an understanding about your background. First of all, are you married?
No, right now, no. I'm in the process of divorcing right now.
Okay, okay.
I have two children.
Okay.
Now I have somebody in my life.
Okay.
But even you're not married right now, you can be a good father.
Of course, of course. Let me ask you, what do you do for a living?
I'm an entrepreneur. I'm an owner of Transnet, United Trans Global, a chairman of Transnet Global Network. It's a network, you put all the business together, like real estate, immigration. That's what we do for a living.
So is it fair to say you have a translation service?
It's a translation service. We feed you the visa services like immigration, all family law. It's a consultant firm. Like everybody having a problem for immigration, for real estate, for renting a property, or like a transportation company. We have a transportation company in Haiti. We have 3 offices on the network. One in New York. The one is located at Wall Street, 48 on Wall Street, on the 11th floor in New York. We have a second office in Naples, Florida.
Okay.
The address is 17271 Naples, Florida, Airport Pulling Road.
Okay.
The third one is in Haiti, in Delma 3, numéro 18.
Okay. Our viewers also like to know a little bit about where people are from in Haiti. What part of Haiti are you from?
We're from Cape Haitian.
Ah, okay, okay. Yeah, that's one of the places I'm dying to see. I haven't been there yet, but one day I'm going to take that flight from Fort Lauderdale direct to Cape Haitian. So let me ask you, how many children do you have and what are their names?
I have 2 children. My oldest son, his name is Pierre. He's 16 years old. I have my daughter Genevieve. He's 12 years old. This is my lovely one.
And so both of those will be soon going to college. From what you see now, what are some of their aspirations for their future?
I think as a father, they have a good aspiration to do good thing in the society. Because a father, you have to be the leader for your family, for all your kids. You have to instill on them good education background. That's why you can show them the moral, the ethical, to be a good element for the society.
So I'm sure they're also good students?
They are good students because my Genevieve, congratulations for my daughter Genevieve. he just graduated from elementary to go to middle school.
Wow. Let me ask you, when you spend time with your children, what is one of the classic ways that you like to spend time with your kids in terms of what you enjoy, what they enjoy with you, and what you enjoy with them?
As a father, you're supposed to put aside the quality time with your children. Because when you put the quality time with your children, that show them as a human being to be in the society. But me, as a father, I'm always talk to my children. I'm not their body, I'm their parents. At the same time, I'm their friend. Ultimately, friend can show the children, even you their friend, you are the parents, you are the father of the kids. When you talk to them, you have to talk to them in a certain way. They can understand you. You don't need to be tough with your children. You give it tough love for your children when you spend the quality time to talk to them, to tell them exactly what they're supposed to do in the society.
You know, I think this is excellent because, you know, too often, you know, sometimes the parent in our society, especially parent coming from another country, sometimes is not in a harmony with the children. But when you say that you're a father and a friend, I think this is something that all of the parent would aspire to achieve.
Yes, because some parents they don't put their shoes. Sometimes the kids has issue. They don't see the issue for the kids. They see themselves. The kids have issue. The parents got a lot of issue for the bills. No, the children too have a lot of issue. You have to understand them, to put yourself on their shoes, who can talk to them. As a parent, they don't have an enemy with them. They have a friend.
Excellent. Do you ever take your kids on vacation?
Yes. Sometimes we go to Orlando on the Disneyland to show them the leisure time. Now this year we're planning to go to Haiti because he has historical call the seat. Certain seat you're supposed to show the children in Haiti. They don't know yet those seats. As a parent, you're supposed to bring them to their country. The country you come from, they can know the history of the country.
You know, that's so important for the kids to be able to know their roots and for the parents to be able to instill that. And, you know, traveling is one of the best education. And I am so happy that you said you're going to take your kids to Haiti. Have your children ever been to Haiti before?
Yes. When they were little, we went to Haiti once. Now we're planning to go because after the earthquake, we never got chance to go back to Haiti. Now we're planning in the vacation to go to visit like a nice historic part in Haiti, like a citadel, like a Sans Souci Palace. Those seats, the children, they have to know it because they can make like a picture so proud that Haitian. Because sometimes they just see Americanized lifestyle. But he has some beautiful parts in Haiti. When they go there, they can go back to school to tell the other children, I've just do an adventure in my country. That's why we have to bring them as a parent on your wood country.
I don't want to discourage you from taking that direct flight from Fort Lauderdale to Cape Haitian, but I wanted to also let you know, did you know that there was a botanical festival in Kai coming up this summer?
Okay.
In Kai, yes.
I think he has you're talking about the last carnival?
No, I'm talking about something this summer. They're planning some kind of floral festival de Fleurs.
Carnaval de Fleurs.
Carnaval de
My fiancé just went to Haiti. He just told me about it. In December, you're going to get a nice carnival. That's Okay or Port-au-Prince? You're going to be in Port-au-Prince.
Oh, okay.
You're going to be in Port-au-Prince, not Okay. Last year, they do the carnival in Okay. Now, the President Mateli see the carnival in Okay is very successful. They're going to bring the carnival in Port-au-Prince to make sure everybody join together to put the reconstruction of the Haiti on the good place.
Well, I think that if you talking about the Citadel, which is a World Heritage Site, I believe that's the only World Heritage Site by UNESCO in the country of Haiti. I think that that would be a very good choice. I think your children at the age that they are, 12 and 16, will really find that fascinating and have an excellent time. I want to ask you, as we close, your advice to other fathers. Since you are now a role model, what kind of advice, Mr. Father of the Year, Rene Pierre, would you like to send out there to other fathers in the community in terms of how they should react to their children? You mentioned something very important before about listening to your children. I think this is one of the most important things. In general, what good advice can you give to other fathers?
I have 4 points of advice to all the fathers watching us tonight. The first advice I would like to say to the fathers, always watch over your kids. The relationship of the friend they had. Never ever let the kids go into somebody drink. Watch your kids for the drink driver, because drunk driver can let your kids kill instantly. The first advice.
Yes.
The second one, I would like to tell your kids, as a father, always tell your kids about drug. Drug can do something very badly for the community. Advise your kids, never take drug. Never ever take drug, because drug kill a lot of innocent people. Because if you want your kids to be somebody tomorrow, you have to show them the bad way, what drug can do in your kids' life. The third advice, I would like to tell your kids, you're supposed to tell your kids, never ever bullying your kids, the other kids at school, because it's a big cause in the community. A lot of kids die because of bullying. Ever just tell your kids, ever bullying another kids, because the kids today is going to be the grow up tomorrow to replace your work you're doing right now on the community. The fourth advice, when you have a child riding a bicycle, always let the child wearing the helmet. The helmets can protect the kids. If the kids fell, it can protect the kids not to be injured.
Excellent. That is an excellent prescription for success. And I see from what you said earlier that you're a very successful businessman, and you are an excellent role model, not only for your children, but for our entire community. I want to thank you very much, Mr. Rene Pierre, for being on the show today. And I want to congratulate you again for being bestowed this particular honor by Miss Anna Pierre as the Father of the Year. Congratulations.
Dave, it's a pleasure to have me here. Before I leave the show, I would like to say hello to Alan, to Farah, and Anna Pierre, like my big sister. She's my big sister. I'm so glad to be Anna Border, because she's doing an excellent job in the community. I want you guys who look at me, watching me tonight, always support Affect International. Affect International is an organization here to give you free screening for diabetic, for hypertension, for mammogram for your wife. Only one place to be. Go check with Infirmière Pepla, Anna Pierre, Artiste Pepla. Anna Pierre, only one.
Thank you again, Mr. Rene Pierre.
Before I'm done, I got Farah. This is my fiancée. I say hello to Farah.
Thank you again, Mr. Rene Pierre. Thank you, Miss Anna Pierre, for conceiving of this beautiful ceremony that honored this gentleman here with me today. And I wish you the greatest success in continuing the program in the future. And we're looking to see you, Mr. Rene Pierre, on the road this year, speaking to other fathers in this program.
I think this year, the program going to another level, because Anna and I, we have the same vision to put the father Because father on the family is a hero. I want everybody watching us tonight, you have to give father value. Because if you want to get a good government on the family, put the father as a chief, as a president of the family. Now you can give all the fathers value.
Thank you very much for that excellent advice. This is David Brown with Channel 4 Diaspora TV, signing off on Biscayne Boulevard.